Google Books, you can also find books on Google. Sometimes you'll find whole versions. Sometimes you'll just find, it'll give you like a little snippet of what's on the page, but not the full page. But it's good to go to Google Books and search for a topic. And then you can use, oh look, that book looks interesting. I'll search Family Search, see if they have it. I'll search archive.org, see if they have it. I'll search WorldCat to see if they have it. So these are all the kinds of books that come up. And it's good to use it as kind of a resource to find books that, if you can't find them online, you can always try to order them through the library system. I'll touch on that in just a minute, but so here it's giving you little snippets of what on that page, what's available for Tingley's. Oh, like here we go. Page where it says, among the founders of New England had been Palmer Tingley, who came in 1635.
Wow.
All right. On the ship the Planter, by the way. Anyway, so you can see there. Now, if we try to go in, sometimes it won't let you go in. Sometimes, like I said, sometimes you can see the full page and flip through the book or go through the book, and sometimes it just gives you little snippets like this. But now you know that on page 634 of this book is the information that you need, right? So now you can look at those other websites and see if those books are available, or you can go to your local librarian and say, can you get me this book from out of the system? Okay? And if we can't get it out of the system, sometimes that nice librarian at that other library will photocopy the page for you that you need and send it to you. Happy Trust I have not used a lot, but it is another digital book resource. My coworker found many of her French-Canadian books on her French-Canadian relatives in Happy Trust. And it's a site that you can search, and it is, I don't know what the extent of their books are, but it's another good resource to use for online digital books. Now maybe while I'm waiting for that to load.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna come back here. I'm gonna move on and see if that loads. I'll go back to it. WorldCat. WorldCat is basically a world catalog. Now, a few words about that. You can access it from home through our library website, and you can place orders for books right directly, or you can go to a librarian. The only thing is that we will not go out of the United States for a book. Mm-hmm. So if it's in, England or Canada, Australia, and this is the only copy, sorry, Charlie. And online resources. Let me see. Oh, okay, Happy Trust is up here. Like I said, I haven't really searched Happy Trust, so I don't know what's. You can browse the collection, you can read books online, and you can read books on the go. So you can actually download it to your device.
Search.
I did circling. It's
Yes.
the internet doesn't like me today, I guess. While we're waiting for that, I'm just gonna scroll down. Oops. I clicked online resources. Okay, here we go. Oh, look, they have the same book there too. So you can see full view. Let's see, what is this? Full view. Oh, look, just a couple of books down. The Tiffany's of America, right under Tingley's. FYI, Tiffany's married into the Tingleys. So I think Louis Comfort Tiffany is a distant, really related cousin of mine. But I don't get any of the jewelry. It's not fair. So, let's go. Well, like I said, the internet's not like you need to. Oh, look, you can download this page as a PDF. You can download the book as a PDF. You can keep a copy for yourself. So there's lots of different options. And
Let's go ahead.
yeah, I'm gonna move. But you understand the concept.
Yeah.
Okay, so WorldCat, right here on our library website. It's probably gonna make me put in my library card number because I'm not in the library. But the thing about WorldCat, like I said, we are not gonna go outside the continental United States. You may not be able to get the book, but sometimes they will send you copies from the book.
Showing the site is insecure.
Yeah,
That's not good.
people have been complaining about that. I don't know what our IT is going to.
Has to be done.
Well, we just got a new director, and he's very technology oriented. So hopefully that'll be one of the things that he gets on our IT department about.
Tell them to get a site certificate.
So. Okay, so here's my search. There's my book. Here you can see that only 7 libraries worldwide have this edition. And I know there's more editions out there. That's just this particular record. And it may be just this particular edition. Oh, this one's, let's see, have book microfilm. And there's the whole record. Now, if you're wondering, I wonder where those 7 libraries are, you click on libraries. And now we can see the libraries that own it, all 7 libraries. Now you see that one that's not a hyperlink? It's not a lending library. So if you find that the only copy of your book is not a hyperlinked, you're out of luck. Sorry, Charlie.
Field trip.
Yes, yes. So when you go to Michigan,
Yeah.
you'll have to go to the genealogy and local history library there and look at the book in person. But you can see all these other libraries are lending libraries. So there's a good chance that one of them will either send you the book, send you the microfilm, or send you copies that you need. And I've done that many times. And what I like to do when I'm making an ILL request is what we call it, that's interlibrary loan, ILL. After I put in my information, down here in the comments field, I always write, if the item cannot be sent, I am looking for X, Y, Z. I'm looking for this person, born here, died here, etc. As much information as I can give, and then, because they'll say, well, we'll do a search for you, but you have to tell us what you're looking for. So put that in the comments field to begin with, and that'll go a lot quicker. Yeah. So that's WorldCat. And you can also search newspapers in WorldCat. I'm going to touch on newspapers later, but since I'm already here. So you can search newspapers and narrow it down to a time frame of an area that you're looking for. And if it's available on microfilm and there are lending libraries, you may be able to get the microfilm to look through, especially if the newspaper, you've not been able to find any newspaper accounts online. And again, West Regional Library has a microfilm reader printer that you can use there to look at through the microfilm that you would order. Let me see. I'll just show you, because when you're narrowing your search, I'm just gonna say, when you're narrowing your search, it'll give you little options. Here we go. So here you'll see this, obviously here's books, it looks like a little book. And then this here, these little reds, this is called serials. So you're gonna click on serials, and that's gonna eliminate everything but the serials. It's gonna get rid of the books, get rid of the archival things. And now you can see the Ulster County Gazette. And you can see here it's from 1799 to 1803. Delaware Gazette, 1819 to 1915. And how many people own it? There's 17, so that's a good number. It's better than one. And like I said, if that fits your date range and your person's from Delaware County, it's a good place to look, especially if you know the dates. You can see there's a lot of unhyperlinked libraries here, mostly the state library. So there's a few. So there's a good chance that you could get that. I mean, here in the holdings is telling you what they have at that branch or at that library, what they're holding. So if you're looking for 1867 to 1873, you're gonna be out of luck unless somebody else has it. So you have to look at what years they have the microfilm for, okay? So and that's why you should always look at the libraries, because it's gonna show you their holdings for those items. Okay. Newspapers. Obviously, I already touched on WorldCat, which is down at the bottom. Newspapers.com has a free trial period. I only mention it. I've been using it a little bit recently, and I like it. I've actually found, I made a little breakthrough, found an obituary on there. And some of the things are premium. Even though I'm a paying member, I don't have the premium membership, so I can't look at this paper. I'm like, oh, it's got that little yellow, premium symbol on it. Like, all right, we'll skip that for now. But I always like to go through all of my free resources first, find out as much as I can, and then I would do the 7-day trial and look in there and see if I can find anything. And if it's interesting to you, you can always join or subscribe. Ancestor Hunt. It's an interesting website. They have quite a few historical newspapers. However, they're not indexed per se, and it's not searchable by name. So we'll just click on, let's see here. So here come up the newspapers And you're just gonna have to read through basically page by page. Yeah. Some of the New York papers I look at, there's folders. It's like, there's the year, and then it's like broken out page by page. Each page is in a folder, and it's very tedious. This one looks a little bit better as far as that, but depending on where you're looking at, what state, what newspaper. Let's see, what did I choose? Oh, 1874 Brigham Iron Age from Jefferson County, Alabama. I don't have anybody there, at least I don't think so. I just kind of picked it at random. But here you can read what's on the page, but like I said, they're not really indexed. So you kind of have to know that your relative was in this area, and then you kind of have to search page by page. Would you mind saving your question just to the end, please? Thank you. Chronicling America is the Library of Congress website. Okay, so up here you can see the search box. You can choose your state and the date range. Let's see here. And again, so see here, you can just see that this is the date and the page number of that. So it's like, but again, it's not searchable by, Chauncey Gauger obituary. So you kind of have to, again, narrow, say, okay, I know it's a Delaware County, I know the year, I know the month, I know what the gravestone says, and start looking page by page on that date of that newspaper. So, newspapers.com is searchable by name, sort of. I mean, it is, but if your name is Increase Green, you might get something about green energy, or increasing the amount of something, so it kind of depends. Increase Green is kind of a weird name. So, and again, you can click on it to enlarge it, scroll through it, read it. Well, no, when you enlarge, it'll clear up.
Yeah.
There it goes. Oh,
Sort of. It'll clear up
As best
it can. So that's not too bad. That's not too bad. And of course you can make it as large as, well, it'll go. So it's kind of like a Kindle. You can make it larger print if you need to. All right. Google has a news archive, and I just kind of found that out. And I haven't really used it, but let me take a quick look at it. I think it's going to be more recent information. How many more slides? Let's see. Oh, 4, it looks like. Oops, I've gone. I have 3 more slides. Do you want to?
We got 7 minutes.
7 minutes. Okay. Oh, there I am. Again, Fulton, New York postcards, they have a lot of New York newspapers, and it is searchable by name, kind of like newspapers.com is. Sometimes I said like increase green, you get that weird things. But you can see there's historical newspapers from USA and Canada. So that may be of interest. I know some people asked me about Canadian things before we started. And you can do a search. Let's see here. So here on the side are the hits. So we click on one. But what it says here is that Mrs. Clyde Sheldon of Weldon called at the home of Increase Green on Wednesday. Mr. and Mrs. Jacob Green being called here for the death of their aunt, Mrs. Increase Green. So a lot of these older newspapers, so-and-so's child came home for a visit, and they had this person and this person all came over for dinner, and a good time was had by all. But now you know that their aunt, Mrs. Increase Green, just passed away. And we know that that happened, this is the Kingston Daily Freeman in 1945, and we'll... Yeah, let's do the crossword. And this is the evening edition of January 31st, I've got to get it enlarged here. This is 1946.
Oh, could you blow that up? Like move it up so I can read the crossword?
Oh. But anyway, so the transcription is kind of on the side, but then you can actually probably do a screenshot and add it. And let me go, let's see here. Another website, Online Historical Newspapers. If it doesn't want to respond, but you'll get under. Okay. So here, just scrolling through, here's Canada again, Ireland, Mexico, United States. And let's pick Florida this time. We do live here, after all. All right, so this is more going to tell you where to get this historical newspaper. So you can see here, these are available at the Library of Congress, and the cost is free, so you can look at that free online. This one is at the University of Florida. This one is at Newspaper Archive, and that is a subscription service. It's got the little $sign. So you can see here, you can use it as a source to find what's available, where it's available, is it going to cost you any money? And you can see, like there's Fold 3, which is a subscription database. That's mostly military records, but they have the Liberty Bristol from Calhoun Library Journal, Liberty Journal, I don't know. But that's even more recent, that's 2003 to 2005. But you can also see the dates and where they're available. One of the best things that you can do for yourself, for researching genealogy, is to learn. Okay, so Ancestry has a lot of free YouTube videos and that you can watch. There's a great person there, Kristen Cowan. She does a lot of these 30-minute little webinars that you can watch on particular topics, and she's fabulous. But really, you have to learn, and if there's a particular area of genealogy, whether it's Irish, Jewish, African American, you really have to educate yourself on your kind of genealogy. It all starts out the same, looking for vital records, but then it does get a little different down the road. I really like Legacy Family Tree. They have, it's changed a little bit, I think, but they do have free webinars that you can watch. If you watch them within a certain time period, you can watch them for free. Like they have people who sign up that can interact with the presenter, and that is a fee. But then for like about 7 days after, you can watch the webinar for free. You just can't interact. And then they have archived ones, which you can watch as well. And some of the archived ones you can watch, some that you can only watch a portion of them. So, let's see here. So here's they have the list of upcoming live webinars, so you can see what's coming up, and then you can say, okay, so the day after, that will be available for free. Where is, browse the library. So you can browse categories, you can browse by presenter if you know a presenter. And so you can see all the different topics here that they cover in their webinars. DNA is a big topic that is really getting going these days. Now, if you don't know, this first webinar right here, Finding Missing Persons with DNA Testing by Diane Southard, she's a local. She lives here in Coral Springs. I had her present a brief seminar at our library back in January, and she gives webinars all over the country. And like I said, she's local. She also takes clients, and if you're interested. But so you can go through and browse at your leisure and watch these videos. They're fabulous. It's a great resource for learning. Family Search also has webinars. So you're gonna go there. You're gonna watch these webinars, and you're gonna get all jazzed up. You know, you're like, yeah, now I know what to do. And then you're gonna start going, I thought I knew what I was gonna do. Let's see. All the links are available on the handout and will be available on your website as well. So here is the class schedules that are coming up, upcoming webinars. So you can explore that on your own. So I know we only have a little bit of time left. And for my last.
Yep, 2 minutes.
Oops.
That's okay.
I was trying to move to the next slide, but now it's.
Yeah, just let it go.
Oh,
Let it go.
just right. The lady takes client.
Let's end it. That's it.
All right. What I didn't cover is I have a list of my favorite blogs and genealogy websites. And it's really fun to go and read. Genealogy tip of the day is a fun one. I like. There's Genealogy Guys. They're a podcast, so you can listen to them. Family History Daily. All of these websites. It's a go read on different topics that interest you in genealogy. Because like I said, the best thing you can do is educate yourself. And on a final note, I do one-on-one genealogy consultations at my library. And if you're interested, you can always call me or email me for an appointment.
Let's give Kristen Morrison a great hand. That was a great presentation.
And here I was worried I wouldn't be able